Welcome everybody to the Sync episode 5. Yeah, 5.
I think.
I counted on my hand.
Hold on. I got this.
Are we looking up our own podcast?
1, 2. Episode 4.
No,
5.
4 hasn't come out yet.
4 hasn't come out. Okay. Yeah.
We are recording this quite a bit early because of Thanksgiving holidays coming up. So
yes,
we're doing this a little early, but whatever. Fuck it. We're always wrong anyway. It doesn't matter.
I'm sure tomorrow there'll just be one video comes out from IGN that just says every single thing the opposite of what we say today.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
that's what always happens.
So, I already know y'all want to talk about it. You're practically jumping in your boots.
I mean, it's kind of a big deal.
No, it's not. But go ahead.
You skipped the introductions.
Oh, I did. Yeah, my name's Fred.
Steve's here.
I'm Skyler.
No. You're the bitch.
No, I'm Skyler.
Okay, I feel better. Now we can continue.
You're right. I wasn't even thinking. All right, yeah, y'all talk Pokemon.
Pokemon!
I'll be over here in my
I
corner.
mean, 90% of the world thinks it's a big deal that this just came out.
No.
Including the starving kids in Africa.
90% of the people you hang out with think it's a big deal.
Okay,
And that's my world.
To be fair, though, the starving kids in Africa, they'd rather have Ebola than Pokemon.
Well, that's because
What?
Ebola is a poison
No,
type,
they
which
wouldn't.
is the best type.
What? No. I think they would rather have Pokemon. And I know it's not as popular this time around because it didn't even sell as well as X and Y in Japan.
Yeah, but it sold very well overseas. Well, I guess
can
overseas is in our side of the seas. So
I can understand
locally.
why it didn't sell very well over here, because I'll let you give your thoughts first.
No, it
because-
sold very well over here. It didn't sell as well in Japan.
But it didn't sell as well as X and Y.
It didn't
well,
sell
I
as
didn't
well,
see
yeah.
domestic numbers, but I know internationally, in Japan,
Bend over, baby.
you wish. In Japan, it had lower sales than X and Y did at its launch. Initial sales.
I don't know. We'll see how it goes. That's a fair point. X and Y did have a bigger launch day, I think. But it's also the games came out Friday, so we don't even have a full week of numbers yet.
No, but that's what initial sales are.
Well, day one.
Day one, yeah, it's
Day one.
initial sales. How many people picked it up day one?
I mean, day one kind of is starting to not mean shit. Are we pulling up the statistics?
We ought to start recording his screen. I just thought about this.
We could.
This is podcast thinking in the podcast, but
We can
Yeah,
get that
we should
Mean Streets of
record-
Gadget Zan news.
we should absolutely record his screen so we can cut in little things like when he's looking up.
You know what? While
This
he's
kind of
looking this
info.
up, I'm going to point that out. I know this is a little late because this came out of BlizzCon. Have you seen anything about the Mean Streets of Gadget Zan update for Hearthstone?
No, but did you see that Symmetra's getting 2 ults?
I did, which is interesting.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, I kind of want to try out the new Symmetra.
Okay, here we go. Reports that the first 3 days of sales, Sun and Moon sold 1,905,107 copies. So we'll
2
say
million copies.
We'll say 1.9. We'll say 1.9 million copies.
I like the 7.
7. In
very
X and Y's first 2 days of sales in 2013, it was 1.8.
Oh, but something to keep in mind, this says the number does not include, we're looking at an article from Kotaku, I'll probably include a link. This number does not include downloaded versions, which
True, though
they've
X and
made a
Y
huge,
did not either.
but they made a large push for the download version this time around.
Yes.
They did. I think a lot more people are downloading Nintendo titles too.
So that could
okay, so
actually
in the-
account for a difference
So in the
that.
first 9 days, X and Y sold 2.3 million copies in the first 9 days, not including digital downloads.
So it's
So
not.
it's
It's actually
close.
not a big difference.
Yeah, I mean I would say Sun and Moon has by far a larger release than X and Y in terms of just the general atmosphere of it. I mean, it's
And this is
you
as
can't
of-
discount the fact that Pokemon Go has had a huge impact on this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also, keep in mind this article was written by Kotaku at 5 a.m. today.
I don't know what.
Well,
today
yeah, I mean
is,
the numbers aren't
but-
going to change
Well, I don't
very
know.
quickly.
I don't know, but I don't know if that's Eastern Standard, Central, Mountain Time, or Pacific.
I don't know. I don't know that it matters.
So, but
To be fair, X and Y sold about as much in 2 days as Sun and Moon did in 3 days. So, not as many physical sales.
Yeah.
But I can see why.
But yes, I mean, I
Sun
can
and Moon does not feel like a Pokemon game to me. I'm sorry, it doesn't. You give me totem challenges, not gyms. Okay, that's a big fucking strike right there.
You know,
The whole point of Pokemon is to going around collecting gym
we're
badges.
going to do an experiment here.
Actually, real quick, just want to note that actually caught my attention more than anything else.
I
I almost wanted to pick it up because I was like, okay, this looks like something different. It's not the same thing that they put out for 25 years.
I
That's
actually do
interesting.
prefer the totem challenge way that they're doing it now. I like the gyms, and I hope to see them return. But I like that they're taking a chance to say, we're going to try something different. Now I'm going to do a little experiment here. Is Coliseum a mainstream Pokemon game?
No,
Why?
because it's a bitch game.
What,
Because
what does it have to have a mainstream Pokemon game outside of gyms?
needs to have to where I'm walking around and be able to catch Pokemon. I don't have to be able to go into a battle to catch Pokemon.
You have to go to a battle to catch Pokemon now. You just go into grass.
Yes, that's
in
the thing.
other games.
Yeah, in Coliseum, you had to go battle trainers, and you couldn't catch all the Pokemon you could. It was only a select list of Pokemon. And you had to go battle other trainers.
But every Pokemon game has a select list you can get. Coliseum's just wasn't as big of a list as you can get.
He's got a point. They
Coliseum
always
does
have
not
exclusive
count.
ones.
Coliseum does not count.
Coliseum counts. And the reason why I said without gyms is because Coliseum had gyms. They just weren't called gyms. The Cypher leaders were the gym leaders, and the final fight in the game has you go up against each of the Cypher leaders 4 in a row who you have to beat to get to the last guy, the champion of that region, who just happened to be the bad guy in that game.
And yet, okay, you're proving my point even more. You realize this, correct?
But the totem challenges are
you
basically
realize
gyms.
you realize you're proving my point that this does not feel like a Pokemon game to me.
I think it does. I think it feels like a different one, and I do agree. It is very dumbed down. You mentioned that to me earlier, that you feel like it's holding your hand through the entire beginning of the game. They spend way too long in the tutorial.
Yeah, the intro is way too fucking long, but you're still proving my point.
I like it. I think it's fun.
It does not feel like a Pokemon game to me. It doesn't.
No, it doesn't look like a Pokemon game. That's what's
doesn't-
caught my attention.
It doesn't feel like one to me, and that's why I'm disappointed with it. I mean,
I still haven't played it, but I think that's a great thing. I think it's awesome that
the
Pokemon is
tutorial
changing.
and the intro is way too fucking long this time.
I did watch a video, and it seemed like it was way too long.
It's just the intro to this game drags.
The game is,
bad.
from what I've seen where I'm at, and from what I know, the game is split into 4 islands. The entire first island is basically tutorial island. And until you get off of that, it is non-stop tutorial.
Oh, that's
Pretty much, yeah.
And the dialogue in this game is the worst.
It's pretty
Yeah.
stupid, but at the same time, I almost think they went over the top in how silly and stupid it is. Because where the point I'm at, I've actually kind of come around and like, okay, this is actually kind of funny just how ridiculous the dialogue is. It
Well-
gets to a point. It's like The Simpsons. It's funny, then it's not, then it's really not funny, then it's funny again.
No.
I don't know. I haven't watched The Simpsons in years. I have
you
no
should.
idea.
Terrible
I
person.
haven't watched it since the 90s. I don't know. It's just gameplay wise. I'm gonna beat him. I'm gonna get to the end, finish the Pokedex, all that crap. It just
Wait, you're gonna finish the Pokedex? I mean, you gotta really enjoy the game to put that much time into it, I would think.
ish.
It's not as hard as it used to be.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's really not.
All right, well, I'll trust y'all on that.
But actually, how far are you into the game? Because I really feel once you get off that first island, I think the game gets a lot better.
I'm on the second island. I got past the first totem on the second island.
See, I feel like that's where the game actually starts to hit its stride and get better and more fun.
I don't know. It's still. I'm enjoying it. I don't know, but I don't know. Those are Steve's thoughts on the game. Moving on.
Well, sort of moving on.
Nope. Next
what do you-
topic.
okay.
What are your three favorites from this one?
Oh, 3 favorites from this generation?
3 favorites from this generation: Alolan forms and new forms.
Okay,
or
we
new
kind of
Pokemon.
touched on this a little bit. I really like the wolf, the Lycanroc. I really like that.
Let me find it.
I like the way it's split.
the Rockruff
Yes.
and Lycanroc. So
Yes.
so in Sun version, I don't know. Well, I'm sure Fred will find some way to put kind of a picture. But yeah, the midday form, he's just a normal wolf. But in Moon, he's actually a werewolf.
He's actually based on 2 separate versions of werewolf theories, but or not theories, lore.
That's awesome. I didn't realize that little puppy dog thing transformed into that. That is
No, what I
pretty
like
awesome.
is the day one, they play, the style of them is incredibly different, which is what I like. The day version is meant to be like very fast and aggressive. The night version is very different and is a lot of basically returning pressure. So taking a hit and then dealing it back.
I also want to note the next Pokemon down is named Wishy Washy,
Yes.
Wishy-washy.
which is
He is
probably the best
amazing.
name ever.
Wishy-washy.
Sadly, he's not the one. Go further down.
What else
it's
is
like
on your
Pyuk
list?
Pyuk or whatever. It has a really terrible name. It's a tiny rock that spits its entire insides out to eat things.
What?
This thing?
That thing. I love that thing.
Anybody else think that looks like one of the little baby things from Digimon?
I have no idea.
I don't know Digimon, but I'm going to say sure, it is adorable and I love it.
Okay, so what's your number 3?
Alolan Vulpix. I'm a fanboy.
Alolan Vulpix. And
I
just
love-
it's just a white Vulpix though. That's
It
the
is.
disappointing part. It's
Well,
just
here's why I say it.
Well, it's ice.
yeah,
instead
it's
of fire.
ice.
Here's why I bring it up. Its stats are a little bit different than regular Ninetales.
Are we talking about Ninetales or are we talking about Vulpix?
Ninetales Vulpix combined. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I always liked Ninetales, but its stats were terrible to use. This one, actually, the way that it's set up, you can use and actually feasibly play with.
This one's fast with high defense.
The other one is high defense, but not incredibly fast, and its abilities and moves don't complement it well.
And y'all have lost me.
Yeah, see this is where
I'm getting a little more technical than
Holy
most people
shit, there's a
probably care.
graph.
yeah, there's
Oh, yeah.
it's graphs and it gets way too over my head too, Fred. Don't feel bad. It fucks with me. Okay, so my favorite 3.
Hold on, I want to point out real quick that Ninetales is majestic as fuck.
It
Yeah.
is. I
That thing
know.
looks-
Do you like, hold on, can we ask Fred's favorite 3? Just from this list that you see? I know you
I
like
like
Fat Tata.
Fat Tat. No, I like
Fatakin.
Rattata with a mustache.
yeah, Ratatato.
Rattatato.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I like Ratatato. He's pretty awesome. I like Trump, the mongoose.
Yes.
Trump the mongoose.
Yeah, that thing is hilarious.
Nice.
And those are the only two I know.
Okay.
Fair
All right, so my 3. I don't know their names. We got super glowing sun lion,
Soul Geo?
super sun lion.
How
Oh,
do you
so
pronounce
the
that?
legendary.
Yeah. He
Fred, how do
he
you
looks
pronounce
cool.
Soul Galeo?
Solgaleo, something like that.
Yeah, Solgaleo.
We've got
Galileo.
Robin Bird.
Robin Bird is pretty badass. I'll give you that.
Robin Bird.
Robin Bird.
He's Robin Hood.
He shoots arrows.
He shoots arrows and he's got a hood.
All right. I guess
And then-
that's what constitutes Robin Hood
This
these
is
days.
my favorite one out of the entire game. Fucking Toucan Sam.
Toucan Sam is great. I'll agree
Tell
with
me
you
that's
there.
not fucking Toucan Sam.
I'll agree with you there.
That's just a straight up toucan. That's not even a Pokemon. That's
Toucan
a bird.
Sam is just a straight up toucan.
That's
They're
toucan.
all just straight up animals.
That's Toucan Sam right
Yeah,
there.
Toucan Sam is a toucan. He's based on reality.
Yeah.
That is just straight up a toucan.
I mean, Rattata is just straight up a rat.
No, it's not. Have you seen a rat that looks like that?
Yes.
I have seen a toucan that
I've
looks
seen
like
people
that.
paint rats purple.
No. I have seen a living, breathing animal that looks exactly like what's on the screen.
I'll agree with you on that.
But yeah, that's my favorite one this gen. Toucan Sam. Hands down, no questions asked.
This
I love
generation
Toucan Sam.
actually isn't bad though in terms like a lot of people give Pokemon shit for how they've been going. I think this one is more like a return to form of how they designed the first generation stuff.
They just took a bird and put it in the game.
That's
And
what
said,
Pidgey is.
This is a real bird.
Oh, no.
No. Does Pidgey look like a real bird anywhere in the world?
Pigeons.
No, it doesn't. Have you
Fred,
seen a pigeon?
Here's
Yes.
another.
They're gray and stubby and
brown
fucking
pigeon.
looking.
Here's another supporting Fred.
Yeah.
Mudsdale.
Well, I don't know because they've kind of gone loosey goosey with the design on that, but
Are you telling me that does not look very similar to a fucking Clydesdale?
Ekans is just
That's
a
the
snake.
difference. That's
I've
the
seen
difference.
snakes that look like Ekans.
no, you haven't.
Yes, I have.
With a round head?
Yes.
No, you haven't.
That's basically all snakes.
No. You've never looked at a snake in your life, apparently.
Apparently not.
I'm not saying-
they all have necks.
And what you're saying with this, was it Mudsdale?
Mudsdale.
What you're saying with this, it looks similar. That's not what I'm saying about Toucan Sam. Toucan Sam looks exactly like a toucan. That looks like something straight out of National Geographic.
That's actually based off of the Kookaburra.
I don't know what a kookaburra looks like, so I can't say for sure.
Okay.
But Toucan Sam is straight out of National Geographic. They didn't come up with a design. They just said, "Oh, that's a cool bird." All right, my rant is done.
I'm trying to think of something from the original 151 that looks exactly like an animal.
No.
Fucking Toucan Sam right there, man. That's my favorite one out of all of them. You got Sun Lion, Robin Hood, and Toucan Sam.
Hey, one thing that Pokemon Company can say, people like this generation. They really do like it,
Good for them.
which is something given the past few.
I have looking through this list, going up and down it like we've been doing. It looked, some of these Pokemon look all right. As
Some of them are unique.
Best as I can tell.
The dancer birds, they're pretty unique. The fact that every island is a different bird. Every bird is on a different island. So, like, you can only get this bird on a certain island. You can only get this version of the bird on a certain island, and so on and so forth. That's kind of cool to me. Changing the forms per island. It makes it to where it's like, if you go to Hawaii, I'm sure there's differences per island.
I will say,
never been, but yeah, I bet.
having
I
never
would
been
assume.
to Japan, I can't draw as many comparisons to the older games. I've had the distinct privilege of getting to go to Hawaii. They seem to have like really laid it on heavy that this is Hawaii. This island is named Maui instead of Maui.
It's Maui. So, and then you've
I think
got
they
the
even
weird monkeys.
Yeah,
I don't
we
get
have the
them.
weird
I'm not even going to comment on
The sandcastles.
me.
These are the two that don't make any sense to me.
I like how we're
This is
saying
literally
these
his
and
name.
pointing to a screen that no one can see.
Oh yeah, this
This is
I'm not going to be able to do anything with this because I won't even know what we're talking about. I was going to say, don't worry, I'll have pictures. Fuck me, no,
You
I
can
won't.
take screenshots. Want to give a shout out and a big thank you to the Cerebi.net.
yeah.
Yeah, but saying this,
All right.
I'll say, all right, which of the 20 Pokemon we've talked about is
all right.
this one?
I'm looking at. I'm too specifically. Literally, their name. This one's name is Type Null. That is his name.
Why does it have an axe for a head?
He's
I
got a
thought the same
fishtail
question.
butt. I mean,
It's weird.
It
It's
does
meant
have
to
a
be weird.
fishtail.
I don't know why.
it's weird. We've got a meteorite. We've got okay. Tell me that's not a straight up koala.
Okay, it is, but to my point earlier, just so that Skyler can't say anything, that doesn't look like any living koala I've ever seen, even though it looks very similar to a koala.
Sure.
Because you've never seen an Ekans in real life. I promise you.
I've seen people paint Arboks to look like an Arbok.
They're also not like 6 feet tall.
So
So I don't know. There are some very clever Pokemon. Fucking John Cena in the Fire Cat's final form is a WWE wrestler with a belt.
Haven't they had wrestlers as the fire type?
yeah, fire has been like the fighting.
The
Pokemon
fighting, yeah. There have been
while.
3 fire starters that have had fire fighting as their final evolutions.
Oh, well.
And this motherfucker looking like John Cena is Fire Dark. It pisses me off. Okay.
Oh, but John Cena is the light.
No,
I see what you did there.
he's also dark type, so it doesn't apply.
But I mean, you go from little kitten to, all right, you're getting pissed off. And then 2-legged wrestler? Come on.
I will say that's kind of a stretch. It goes from kitten to cat to dot 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 dot.
So,
Da, da, da,
but I mean, at
da.
least the water guys, you got a seal, some kind of mer seal, and you got mer bitch.
Which is still a seal.
That's a problem I've always had. I guess the best example of a smooth transition would be the Charmander, Charmeleon, Charizard.
Sure.
Because it looks like a lizard kind of evolving. Every other evolution, it's like the final one, it's like, okay, there's the first one. The second one, okay, that's an evolution. The next one is like, we skipped 200 years forward, or 200 million years. Now we're-
Bulbasaur, the original 3 starters, you can see that with.
I'd say
Bulbasaur,
all 3 of the
Venusaur, and
original
Ivysaur.
stars, you could really easily see it.
Yeah, because
Okay,
remember,
I guess-
Bulbasaur, he's got the bulb closed. Ivysaur's kind of got it open, and then Venusaur's got the full fucking flower.
Yeah, that's true. I guess I wasn't. Charmeleon, or Charmander,
Yeah.
it's the one that always comes
Charmander's
to
the
my
classic,
mind.
though. I agree with you. Everyone loves Charmander.
So I can see that. So, but all in all, I'd give this Pokemon about a 6. I'm not overly impressed with it, but I'm hopeful that it does get better.
Wait, are we scoring games now? Is that a thing we're doing?
No,
Okay.
this is
All
Steve's
right.
personal.
It's 4 pineapple berries.
This is the damn it Steve score. It's getting a 6 out of 10.
I give it 15 Globglorps.
15 golf clubs.
Yep.
Got it.
So, we're almost done with Pokemon because I have a question. Well, actually, I already know. So, it got leaked. Pokemon Stars for the Switch the Switch version of Sun and Moon.
I'm out.
I saw something about that. I want more details. I don't believe it until I see more details.
A lot of people are thinking that it's going to be the classic third in the series that they always wind up doing, like the platinum for Diamond and Pearl or yellow for Red and Blue. I think it's going to be a sequel based on some of the stuff I've been seeing in game.
Wouldn't Sun and Moon be Eclipse?
I guess. I don't know. I mean, it's up to them to name it whatever they want. How'd you go from Diamond and Pearl to Platinum?
Well, I mean,
Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum are all elements. They're all
But you could have just as easily gone.
They're all valuable stones.
Topaz.
Yeah, you could have just as easily gone Topaz.
Although, to be fair, Topaz is not as
Valuable.
valuable as a platinum. I mean, Platinum's pretty.
Diamond and
Platinum's
Pearl,
pretty valuable.
Diamond and
anyways.
Pearls are even are more. They're some of the more. They're the more
Platinum's not
value.
a gem.
No, it's not a gem.
It's a mineral, and Diamond and Pearls are not minerals.
It's also an element.
It is an element.
Okay, but they've already had the gemstone.
Wait, is it an element?
Diamond or plat? No, platinum's not. Platinum's a series of alloys put together.
You're right. I'm thinking of. What am I thinking of?
But all three are.
PL is plutonium. Never mind.
Yeah, all three of them are though. They're very, very valuable.
I get what you're
minerals.
saying, but I mean, Stars is still spacey.
You can't. Plus, you can't do anything else because you already had ruby, sapphire, and emerald. Those are gemstones. That's where they went with that one.
Well, I mean,
And then you've also got gold, silver, and crystal. So, I mean,
I
at
think-
what point does it become ludicrousy and stupid?
they can name it whatever they want in the
Gen
end.
1?
I think,
Red, blue, and yellow, and green.
yeah.
Yeah, it was green for Japan. I know that.
I mean-
because I was always looking for it, and I didn't understand that Japan and America got different games. It didn't make sense to me as a kid.
Still doesn't
It's
make
very
sense.
sad.
How does that make you feel, Fred?
Very sad.
Okay.
Yeah, like remember when we got to play Mother? That's a reference no one in this room or listening is going to get.
Do you really think I don't know Mother?
Okay, fine. You probably know Mother. Earthbound. They're the same game.
Actually, isn't it Earthbound 3 is Mother?
Basically.
Or
yeah.
no, Earthbound 2 is Mother.
One of them, I forget.
You're being a bitch.
That's a relevant topic.
Kind of is. It's a Japanese RPG. Very, very much in the same vein as like. What the fuck was its name? I wanted to say Time Crisis, but that's not right.
No, Chrono
Um,
Trigger?
Chrono Trigger, yeah,
Yeah, I could agree with that.
or
But,
Golden Sun.
So
It's very similar to Golden Sun.
Stars got leaked for the Switch. I think it's going to be a sequel because there's a lot of stuff in Sun and Moon where there's just like areas where something is being built. A lot of areas like that.
You also did you not see how badly Black 2 and White 2 crashed into the ground?
That they're actually considered to be the best of that generation.
They crashed and that whole series crashed and burned into the ground so hard. It was
A
horrible.
lot of people did fall out of Pokemon around that time. I
They
agree.
suck. The fact that in Black and White you completely wiped the entire Pokedex. Okay, we're going to give you 150 new Pokemon. You don't get to use any of the old ones.
Well, I can get why they would do that. I mean, they need a reset when they've got 800 of the fuckers.
We're actually up to
I think it broke 1,000.
no, God no. We're at 801.
801.
Boom! Nailed it.
You were
That's
one
impressive.
off, good sir.
Fuck you. I was close.
And technically, number 801 hasn't even been released yet. So yeah, we're at 800. So you got it right, Fred.
I'm calling it. Is that thing's name Guzzlord?
Is it? I haven't seen
Guzzlord.
that yet.
Yep, Guzzlord.
But
That's too dirty to be in Pokemon.
yeah.
The Guzzlord? Are you kidding me?
I'm just thinking there's a lot in Pokemon that's too dirty to be in Pokemon. I mean, Muck is come backwards.
That's just a fan thing.
It's a blob of goo.
It's supposed to be like
You know the developer thought that.
it's supposed to be Sludge, but Sludge isn't a cool name. And try and say that backwards. You can't.
Neither is coughing. Coughing's not a cool name. Oh, look, coughing. What's cool about that?
Nothing's
Bitch,
cool
you hit your
about
mic.
it.
Stop it.
That's why no one likes coughing.
Coughing's badass. You shut your mouth.
Then why are you complaining about him?
Because the Pokemon's cool. The name is not.
He's being a bitch. I vote we move on from
I'm
this.
playing
'cause
devil's
he's being
advocate.
A bitch.
Okay, fine. Well, since we're on the Switch, Zelda got pushed back.
Good.
No, I'm actually looking forward to Zelda. I don't have a Wii U or I'm not getting a Switch, but that Zelda looks really cool.
It's a driving point for me wanting to get the Switch. I'm really looking at it. The Switch. I think is going to be a good thing for Nintendo gamers.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, it looks cool just compared to the other consoles. I like the idea that you can pick it up and go. I know we already talked about the Switch, but
Yeah, but didn't we already get into the battery life and it being pretty crappy?
we don't know yet.
Yeah, we don't know a lot of details, and that's why we're kind of stuck in the boat. I don't know if it's going to be any good. We don't know prices. We don't know battery life. We don't know too much.
Oh, and I did test the new 3DS battery life. 4.5 hours, real world.
But you've had
playing?
yours for how long?
The new one?
Whichever one you tested, I don't know.
4 months.
So it's had a little bit of wear.
It's had a little bit of wear, but it's
A battery's not going to drop that much in 4 months.
Yeah,
They do nowadays. They're built to
they're built.
fuck me. I can't talk tonight.
But I do want to clarify that was 4 hours of game time of
Yes.
it actually being on and playing, not
Yes.
just closed and
oh,
idle.
yeah,
No, that was me physically
Yeah.
playing, and actually using it 4.5 hours is what I got out of it.
I'd
Yeah,
say
that
that's
sounds
pretty
about
good.
right.
Yeah.
So
comparatively,
I don't
that's
think the
pretty
Switch is going to be able to do anything near that. With what they're
Oh, I-
showing,
no, I don't think it will.
good. I don't know.
I mean, we've had this conversation
we've had this
before,
conversation.
I mean,
So-
ultimately, it comes down to we have to wait until they show us the specs. I mean, we still can't even pre-order the damn thing, which it's getting really close to launch
which-
for not allowing pre-orders yet.
so
that's why I'm not happy about it.
Since we're into the Switch, this was a couple of weeks ago. There's actually a leak. The Canadian Toys R Us leaked the Switch price at $329.99 Canadian dollars, which is $250 US. Bastards. Nintendo came back and announced that the console will not be sold for a loss like the Wii U, and immediately took down the ad violently, which I added.
Well,
Yeah, I mean that's kind of standard fare for a leak like that. Even whether it's true or not, they don't want that information out yet. If it's true, they're like, "Oh, we want to be the ones to release that. That's our thing."
I just thought it was funny that it was a Canadian Toys R Us that posted the Canadian Toys R Us is the one that posted the article.
that's
I just thought that was interesting.
that's a little. I see that kind of stuff leak everywhere. I see a lot of stuff leak out of South America because that's where so much stuff is actually manufactured.
Well, just today, Target leaked a release date for supposedly leaked a release date for Zelda, for the new Zelda, pushed to June.
Sure.
They said June 13th, I think. But yeah, retailers are given estimates by the publishers or developers of games, consoles, whatever. So they kind of run with that. That's why you get a lot of, especially, I know GameStop does it, and I think Best Buy does it, but they generally just put like an end of month release date if they know it's going to be out kind of in that area. Because they're not going to.
Yeah, speaking of that, I remember working at this particular store where we got a marketing display kit in, and in big bold letters it said, "Hold on for until X date when announcement is made." And within 5 minutes, I pulled it up, and someone had already posted a picture of Assassin's Creed 4 being announced.
Yeah. Stuff like
I mean,
that happens all the time. I mean, you give enough people secret information, it's going to get out.
Yeah.
Just how it goes. Yeah. People are fuckers like that.
Other than that, not a ton of other news right now
Yes.
relating to Nintendo.
Oh, not Nintendo.
Jump the gun a little bit?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Well,
I guess
y'all
surprise
been-
Mario announcement. Mario's going to be coming out in Zelda's place, and that was about it.
Oh, it's probably that Mario they showcased in the Switch release.
Mario
Maybe
Kart.
we know nothing of it.
Maybe.
I remember they did show off a Mario Kart.
Yeah, I don't know.
So
Still
what have
not
you been
enough info.
playing, Fred?
I've actually been playing Dishonored 2 a lot still.
I haven't gotten to play it yet, so I can't really contribute.
No, I was waiting for some kind of sarcastic response because you had that look.
Oh,
No, fuck it. You missed a chance. Yeah, I talked about it a bit last week, and I had just started playing last week. But now I've gotten through. I've gotten one and a half playthroughs done, a little more than. Played as both Emily and Corvo. Done both stealthy and aggressive now. Like I say, that's one of the best stealth games I've played in a long time.
that's actually the reason why I haven't played it yet, is just the fact that I know once I start, I'm going to want to do multiple playthroughs to try all those different options, because it's also really good about allowing you to do different things.
Believe it or not, you are going to have to play multiple playthroughs. Fred and I were actually talking about this the other day. You can't flip-flop between the two throughout the game.
Oh, okay.
You have to play through, if I remember from what you were telling me, you can only play, once you pick Corvo, you have to play the whole thing as Corvo.
Yeah, I went into it with the preconception that you get to switch between characters per mission, kind of like in Assassin's Creed Syndicate. That's not the case. You pick one at the beginning,
Interesting.
and then for reasons, and they actually have a great explanation for why you're playing as one character, why you're alone, even though it's advertised as the two of you. It's a great explanation. I'm not going to spoil for you, but yeah, they you can only pick one.
I mean, I'm not okay with that. In essence, they basically just made one game, 2 games.
Yeah, it's the same story. There's going to be minor details that change. People will regard you in different ways.
So very similar to Wolfenstein, the remake, New Order.
Yes, well, a little more detailed than that, because I don't know if you know this, but Corvo is actually from Karnaka, which is the setting of the second game.
Okay, I was assuming more just the powers were different.
Well, their powers are different, kind of. But even in a setting way, like people know Corvo because he's from Karnaka and now he's the royal protector of the Empress.
Right.
So people recognize you for that versus just being the Empress that people are kind of about.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, I love the game. Absolutely worth picking up, and I will probably play through it at least 4 or 5 times to get all the achievements.
Yeah, once we're out of just like launch season, I'll go more into it. I'm just kind of waiting because there's so much stuff coming out still.
Yeah. That's about it. That's all I've been playing. Well, no, I've been playing a little bit of Skyrim, but I'm not going to talk about it.
I mean, we could talk about Skyrim for
Can we
years.
get
You know,
into-
it's one of my
can we
favorite
get into
games.
Skyrim. I really want to bitch about Skyrim.
Okay.
I know what you're complaining about, and I want to complain about it too.
We're going to get into Skyrim. I don't know if y'all have watched the podcasts I've been putting out, but I have kind of a
Yes.
small running joke about Skyrim that I'm going to have to figure out how to continue. Go ahead. Talk about Skyrim.
So not Tuesday the. Hang on, I'm sorry, I gotta look this up. Okay, so it was actually Tuesday the 8th. They put out a patch,
Small patch.
a small patch for Skyrim. It fixed a little things here and there. It fucked up more of the game than anybody. It would randomly just crash on you.
No, it wasn't just randomly crashing. Randomly crashing, I'm used to by now. It would randomly select areas where that area would crash after a set amount of time, no matter what.
Yeah, you had to re-come into that area from a different angle.
From a different save file.
Yeah,
So when y'all mentioned this before we started, I thought it was a recent patches in the last couple days.
no.
I've been playing since then.
It doesn't
I haven't
happen to
had any
everyone.
issues.
happen to everybody.
And it's random.
Yeah.
I had it get so bad that I was in the middle of a Thieves Guild mission. I had it stuck where 4 seconds of loading into an area, the game would crash.
Yep, that happened to me. I think
And
know
I couldn't play. I
Yep.
just couldn't play the game anymore.
I was
Wow.
doing I was going to the Twilight Sepulchre to finish off the Nightingale stuff, and I would get right up to the door to talk to Carlia, and it would crash. Every time I got to Carlia, it would crash.
That's really scary. I just got to that quest, so now
I
I'm kind
know,
of
but-
nervous.
The
Okay,
Thieves Guild
but-
had more buildings with this issue, and it was specifically indoor buildings were the only
But
places
there was
this issue.
the patch only lasted a week because they came back on the 15th and re-put another patch out and fixed everything that just happened.
That was information I could have had a little earlier because I had played it after the 15th.
Okay, yeah,
I
they came
think
back.
they
Okay.
had to do a hot fix after that because it didn't fix it for everyone.
Well, that explains
So-
why I didn't have any issues.
Yeah, but yeah, it was so inconvenient because it was. I mean, you can ask Kelly. I mean, I almost rage quit 2 or 3 times because I get right in the middle of a mission and then it would just crash, like take you all the way back to the home screen.
Do you not autosave?
That's the thing I did.
Maniacally?
That was the thing. I autosaved every 5 minutes.
The reason I couldn't play anymore is because I went through a series of doors, and each of the buildings I was in was one that was crashing. So I couldn't even
Oh,
get
so you
out
couldn't
of
even
there.
get out of it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty buggy there for a little bit. And I mean,
Sucks to be y'all.
No, I mean it's a minor detail for a game that came out years ago, and I'm sure not everyone is playing, even though everyone is playing because it's Skyrim and it's amazing.
It's not a game that came out years ago. It's a game that came out recently.
Fair enough. The remake came out recently.
If they're going to re-release a product, it should be in better, especially if it's a re-release, it should be in better condition than its initial launch.
yeah.
Well, I think, and I don't know exactly what the cause of it is. I don't know if Bethesda has come out and said what the cause of the bug was yet. I believe it was a hotfix to help it be more compatible with mods.
something like that.
So I think it was something that was a result of the new version of the game, obviously.
Yeah.
But it was one where it was kind of... The thing I thought was very strange is this was something that made the game unplayable. Flat out unplayable for almost anyone playing it.
Something like that.
I'm surprised they didn't, the moment it happened, roll back the patch they put out. Because the patch they put out that caused it didn't fix any major stuff to my knowledge.
It fixed one or two things.
But were those one or two things that were crashing the game for almost everyone who played?
Everybody who used mods, yes. The mod community. It was to help fix the mod community.
Well, I thought you don't use mods.
I do on my new playthrough.
Oh, so you're not doing the achievements anymore?
No, I am. It's on a separate playthrough.
Oh, okay.
But I mean,
Wow, you're trying to run 2 playthroughs?
I run 2. Yeah, I'm running 2 characters at once.
That's ballsy.
Why is that ballsy?
You do one and then you can have your fun. Get your achievements and then have fun.
I'll admit it's a little hard to keep track of details between 2 characters.
Yeah.
Oh shit, I can. That's easy.
Well, it's not so much keeping track of the details because it's the same game either way. It's the same thing.
I mean, keeping track of like, wait, did I have an ebony dagger on this character or the other dagger?
Oh god, that's easy. I can do that all day, every day. That's easy.
How many times do we load into Destiny and we forget which characters we left our guns on?
You mean you guys? I don't have that problem.
Yeah, you do. How many times have we landed in the raid, especially with King's Fall, where it required
Specific weapon, like Touch of Malice.
The Touch of Malice.
We get 2
You would
Oryx.
drop in and be like, "Oh fuck, I gotta go to the tower."
We all did it.
You can't weasel out of this one.
Yeah, I really can't. 'Cause my memory sucks. But I will say that the crash did lead me to play Titanfall 2.
Oh yeah.
It was fantastic.
Did you beat it?
Almost. I'm on the 6th mission, I think.
So the way they do missions is a little weird because there's 9 missions in the game,
Okay.
but missions 2, 3, 4, and 6 I think all have 3 parts. Mission 5 has 2 parts. I think is how that broke down.
I don't remember, but I'm enjoying it. It's a lot of fun.
So when it segments, that's not the new level. That's just
Okay.
more of the same level.
Okay. I don't remember exactly where I'm at.
Do you know what you're doing?
I don't remember.
Well, all right then.
But I'm enjoying the crap out of it. It's a lot of fun.
That's good.
So,
Have you fought Ash,
which one is Ash?
the ninja sword robot?
No. I think I'm on my way to go fight her.
Okay, so you're in mission 2. Or, yeah. You're at the end of mission 2.
Okay.
Oh, the whole like 3 parts thing. I see
Yeah,
what
so the parts, it's really confusing because I thought they were separate levels myself going through the game, and it doesn't tell you that they're just different parts until you get out to the main menu and into chapter select. It's like, oh, hey, yeah, that was all one mission. That one
Interesting.
mission was like 3 hours long.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Well, not
I feel
3
like they
hours,
could have
but-
broken that apart and made people a lot happier with the game by pretending to have more chapters.
I think the game is great.
That's a fair point.
mean,
I've heard hardly any negative comments about Titanfall 2.
The only negative comments I hear are multiplayer related.
Right, but at the same time, there's stuff that I hear for every multiplayer game. I've not been hearing many that are like, that sounds like this is a bad game.
Yeah, what surprises me is people are excited about the campaign in this game.
Yeah. Are you loading up Titanfall?
The campaign's fantastic.
Yeah, I said it before, and I won't spend much time on it again, but it's one of the best first-person shooter campaigns in a long time.
I guess it goes to show that EA was wrong. People liked the story, even though
People
Titanfall
love
2
it.
did not sell as well as the numbers need in order for them to understand it.
Well,
I think the pure fact that they put Titanfall 2 on both Xbox and PlayStation, and it has a campaign now, speaks millions. I think they realized they fucked up with the first one, and this one was fixing it.
I don't think
they fucked up with the first one. I think it just didn't live up to its potential.
That's where I'm on that one.
Pointing at more screens people won't see.
Into the Abyss?
Into the Abyss. Yeah, you're headed towards Ash.
Okay.
Like, you're going through the refinery where they're building buildings around you.
I think so.
It's kind of hard to miss.
That's an interesting way to explain that.
That's exactly what it is. So, I don't know if you all remember how the levels looked in the first Titanfall, but they kind of the buildings almost look like they were put together, like they're on the spot. Like,
I know what you're talking about.
they don't look like they look like pre-built, manufactured kind of
Yeah.
homes that they.
Prefabricated buildings.
Yes, thank you. Well, you're in a factory. He's actually loading the level now. Apparently, this level is set in a factory that builds those maps.
Sure.
I feel like we're entering an audiobook
We're entering an audiobook.
trying to explain and now what we're looking at is a building that looks like it was pre-made, possibly prefabricated.
And her
We're
hair
just describing
smelled of
things for an audio
Wonderberries.
podcast.
Yep. Here's where I'm at.
And he has a gun where the top slides.
Oh, you haven't even entered the. You're entering the factory.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So BT has actually just got commandeered.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
I mean, come on.
The game's been out long enough to where. I mean, it's spoilers are all pretty much gone, but yeah, that's where I'm at. So yeah, Titanfall 2. I will say that the one good thing that came out of the Skyrim crash was I got to play Titanfall 2.
See, I was a little bitch, so I just created another Skyrim character until that one crashed. But that one I went for achievements on.
Well, yeah, I noticed you started getting achievements. I was like, he must have just gotten bored with mods or something. I don't know.
No, I made it all the way to the point where you go into a building in Dragon's Reach, and then my game crashed.
Oh.
So, I don't know if we're done talking about Skyrim. Do you guys have anything else you want to contribute?
I don't have.
I wasn't wanting to talk about Skyrim. Y'all brought that one up.
That was more me.
Actually, I
Oh,
guess
that's your joke, is it?
I guess I did kind of bring that one up, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. I was gonna say.
But I saw a little bit of leaked news. There's rumor that they're going to be doing a Guardians of the Galaxy Telltale game.
It's rumor right now. I would be ecstatic for it because Guardians of the Galaxy became one of my favorite things.
I still haven't seen any. I haven't even seen rumors on that.
Did the news post yesterday or today? I want to say yesterday.
This was like a week ago.
The thing I read was posted yesterday, I think.
I haven't seen anything. I thought I may have just skipped over it, not realizing.
Maybe.
I mean,
I've been keeping up with stuff, even though I haven't been playing very much.
Anything.
I don't think it's confirmed, so it's definitely not on like a huge announcement level yet. But it's a cool idea. Although at the same time, Telltale is now doing games for everything.
Yeah, but I'm okay with that because they're doing very good games.
Yeah.
For the most part.
I was gonna say
Batman's been getting pretty good reviews.
Minecraft Story Edition has not.
Yeah, well, the first couple episodes got pretty good reviews, and it's kind of petered off now. But they're also doing a longer season with that, aren't they? On episode 5 or 6 with that?
It's one of the Telltale ones I haven't played. The last Telltale I played was Game of Thrones.
Oh, I've heard that one wasn't very good.
If you like the series, you'll like it. It was nothing special on its own, I think.
Oh, okay. Telltale, I mean, they have the potential to make The Walking Dead season 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And they've shown that they can recapture that in other series like Batman.
Speaking of Walking Dead, aren't they doing a season 3 of The Walking Dead?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Telltale's already said they are.
In fact, I thought they announced the release date just recently.
Yeah, I think that's why it caught my
yeah.
attention.
Because I know there was because they posted that like promotional image of just spoiler alert for one of the best games ever. At the end of season 2, Clementine walks away from the camera. They
Yeah.
posted an image of her walking away. It's just that image of her walking away from the camera.
Well, they had announced it back when they announced that Walking Dead Michonne
Right.
little mini season. They announced it back then.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's been confirmed. It's just no one knew when or what it's going to involve. I don't think we even still know if like Clementine is the playable character.
No, we don't have any information aside from just knowing that she's in the game, really.
Right. Though, what other games does Telltale have? I know they have a buttload of them right now.
They're doing a bunch, and they have said that they are working on a Marvel series.
That's right.
So-
They said they were working on a Marvel series, which,
Guardians could be that Marvel series.
That it could very well be.
depending on how Batman does, I'll be interested to see it.
Batman, from what I've been hearing, has been phenomenal.
I've heard mixed reviews on it.
See, I loved Tales from the Borderlands.
I did hear they're going to be doing a season 2 of Tales.
I didn't hear that. That's actually really good news.
I that'll make me go back and play it, and
I won't.
I was curious about the ending.
Did you never finish it?
I did. I finished the ending, but it was all they touch the chest and then they vanish.
Oh, well, I thought you meant like you would miss something from.
No, I'm curious.
It's a cliffhanger ending.
yeah, it was
yeah.
one of the it was. I'm curious what happens after that. What the hell happened?
I mean, they left it for a sequel, and I've heard rumors that they're doing a sequel. I don't think I've seen anything confirming 100%, but I've heard a lot of stuff about.
I'd be surprised if they don't, though.
Well, I think a lot of it too is they're waiting kind of for more news on the Borderlands series in general, because that, to be honest, after the pre-sequel, Borderlands news just dropped off the face of the earth.
Gearbox hadn't really been focusing on Borderlands right now. They have a small team working on a Borderlands title, but their main focus is not on Borderlands right now. It's on Battleborn.
Yeah, which I feel bad for him. Battleborn was a good game. It just was not as good as its competition.
Yeah, the problem was it was a game that, even though it's not actually similar to Overwatch in gameplay, it looked similar and had a similar style.
Right.
So people just compared it to Overwatch, and Overwatch is a far better game. Not to say Battleborn is bad, just nothing compared to Blizzard. You
Right.
can't go up against Blizzard, sadly.
I mean, it's a different game, but it's a similar crowd.
So,
I would say they were competing for a very similar crowd.
Well, no, it's a straight up MOBA.
Right.
Battleborn is a MOBA.
The idea was it was supposed to get the MOBA crowd on console.
Yeah, and Overwatch is just a third-person team-based shooter.
Right, but it got the MOBA crowd.
It got the Blizzard crowd.
Well,
yeah,
that's fair.
And
A lot of other people.
And a lot of other... I even...
Oh, I
hopped in on
still
it.
like Overwatch. If it weren't for the fact that I've been playing other stuff, I'd probably be playing Overwatch.
Yeah, if I weren't so terrible at that game at this point, I would absolutely go back and play it.
Back to speaking of zombies, though. Dead Rising.
Dead Rising
And
Did-
just go sit back.
did an amazing thing. I don't even know how to present this, but Dead Rising 4 sent out an email, and it's supposed to be an advertisement email. I actually got the email today.
I did not
from
get
them.
the email, sadly, but I know why.
But it's one of those Microsoft's mass email things advertising Dead Rising 4, and it had some accidental racism in it,
It did.
which is amazing.
Could you forward me that email?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I could.
it's-
Yeah, if you could
It
forward
was
that.
pretty
It's-
funny.
Yeah, so it's supposed to be a little promotional thing, and the title of it was supposed to be like a zombie noise.
Yes.
But the letters they used were NGHA. No.
Nope.
Think about that.
Oh, I know what it was, but when you're phonetically spelling it.
I don't know what that noise would be.
Yeah.
But you would expect like a
I get
like
it. I get what you're
UN or
saying.
UH or something. It was just
What was it? NGHA.
NGHA.
Well,
The first time you look at it, you're like, wait, what?
hold up.
It's just a silly little thing. They came out and apologized, said, oh, it's just a slip of the mind. We didn't realize it. We were trying to make a noise, and it was just. I thought it was pretty funny.
That is pretty funny.
Sadly, though, they did confirm it will have co-op, but no campaign co-op. It's more like a Left 4 Dead 4-player co-op, from what I'm hearing.
I actually didn't read into it, but I know it is a 4-player co-op. It's just not the campaign.
From what I
Maybe-
understand, it's like sectioned off mini campaigns, which is Left 4 Dead style. The
Yeah.
big difference being with Dead Rising gameplay, which I'm not opposed to.
Yeah, that would be amazing, actually.
I would be perfectly okay with fighting a tank using machine glove guns
And taking
Machine
selfies.
gloves? and taking selfies.
God,
Oh, could you imagine taking selfie with the witch?
why am I so excited about the selfie feature in this game?
Because it's great.
It's
One of the best features of the original Dead Rising was the camera.
Yeah, I guess it's just the evolution of it. I'm so excited for that game. And it actually put it back on my radar getting that somewhat slightly obscure racist email.
It's weird because it's a game that a lot of people are excited for, but it just disappears compared to everything else that keeps getting announced.
I mean, you know it's out in like 2 weeks.
I know.
December 6th.
It doesn't feel like it.
I know. It's weird.
Welcome to Texas, boys.
What?
Is that supposed to be a reference to the fact that it never snows or is cold here?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
It doesn't feel like December. That's why it doesn't feel like it's close.
I was going to say it's more so much stuff is coming out, it doesn't feel like we're all ready to Dead Rising 4.
There's nothing coming out. We've had this conversation.
Call of
there
Duty
is.
just released a game. That just came out, Titanfall 2 a few weeks ago. Battlefield 1 just came out a few weeks ago.
Titanfall 2 came out a lot longer than a few weeks ago.
And Battlefield 1 came out on the 28th of October. Came out almost a month ago now.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
But it doesn't feel like it's been that long because those games are still big in the headlines.
Yeah. Yeah, it does feel like, and this podcast is kind of proof of it, we talk about the same 4 games. But it's the middle of the big holiday, and those are the big holiday games.
Right, I mean, it's...
What games do we talk about?
Titanfall 2, Skyrim, Destiny, but It's Destiny.
I mean, we talked about Destiny.
We haven't
every
talked
day.
about Destiny in like 2 podcasts.
Not true. We talked about it last podcast.
I made sure to bring it up, comparing
no, we
you,
Yeah, we did.
comparing your
Daniel?
lock of lap.
What was that? Nah.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
Apparently not. Your loss of guns between characters.
One-off mention's okay. No, yeah, last podcast we talked about it with Daniel because he couldn't figure out how to start the fucking game.
That's
He's an idiot.
Wait.
You can
What?
listen to the podcast if you want to hear
yeah,
it,
if
right?
you want to know the conversation, you can listen to the podcast.
I'm not getting back into it.
That was frustrating.
I'll make a list. He also said he hates indie games.
I can't wait to bring
That's
Daniel
all he
back. We're
plays,
never bringing
fucker.
Daniel back.
Hopefully, we'll bring
Love
him back
indie
after the
games.
holiday.
Not until he likes indie games.
Oh, speaking of indie games, this is actually relevant. December's games with game.
Games with gold.
Careful, it's spreading. It's contagious.
Again, English, motherfucker, do
I will
you speak
infect
it?
you. Nah. No.
Wait, we already got... Steve already did it this night. He was the source.
Man, I've been screwing up all night. So the games with gold got announced. So we got Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition. Which I don't know if y'all played. It was kind of a GTA clone, but it was actually really good.
I'll try it out.
It's the Xbox One version, comes with all the DLC and everything. I'm excited for that. Outlast is going to be free this month.
That'll be interesting. I mean, I never played it, but I've seen enough of it.
Yeah, it's probably in anticipation of 2 coming out in February, I think.
Definitely. I mean, I guarantee you it's to drive people to go get 2.
But then the 360 games are pretty good. Burnout Paradise.
Really?
Yeah. One of the best racing games on
One
the
of the
360.
few racing games I really like.
Is phenomenal. And that's actually its backwards compatibility launch will be as a game with gold.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So,
Don't know what that was.
you all right there?
Are you having a hard time with English? Do we need to teach you sign language?
No, that
Am I
was
having
his
a
body
stroke?
fucking up.
Can you feel your left arm?
So the fourth game, I doubt either one of you has heard. Fucking hell!
I
We're
win.
all broken.
Steve for the win. Steve
I doubt either one of you has heard of this.
for the win.
Called Outland.
It sounds familiar.
It sounds familiar.
It's a 360 arcade game. Came out long time, 2011. It's by House Marquee, who's known for Resogun on PS4. They did Dead Nation, a lot of PS4 games. Well, it's a 2D platformer where you have a red power and a blue power. And everything in the world is either red or blue, and you have to maneuver and fight enemies switching between these powers.
I do remember that.
It is phenomenal, and I'm so glad they're bringing it back because I'm going to have to go through 100%. It is just such a great game.
See, it's weird because, like, games with gold I always thought would be, like, the perfect chance for me to start 100%ing games. I download them and then never start them. I feel terrible about it.
So I have the same idea. It's like, I'm going to 100% that game. And then I look, it's like estimated 30-hour completion. No, I'm not going to 100% that game. And then I don't ever touch it. Like
You know,
the
I'm gonna fix
Escapists.
We're going to 100% Outlast.
We still have to finish Ultimate Climax.
We're not going to 100% that. But yeah, we'll keep playing it.
We can't even 100% beat one of the levels.
We're stuck on like level 3.
Okay, yeah, so as of right now, they haven't put up the new ones yet. They usually do for December. Yeah, Murdered goes until the 15th.
Yeah, those are the current ones
Yeah.
you're looking at.
You know, let me just point something out real quick because it only goes until the 30th. If you have not downloaded and played Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon, you are a terrible person. You need to download it. One of the best arcade games ever made.
Well, you know what? Fuck you. You're adopted. Your mother doesn't love you.
Doesn't matter. It's still a good game. And Monkey Island's already gone, so.
Yeah, Monkey Island's pretty good. I downloaded it.
I
That
downloaded.
was another one. If you should have downloaded it. It's a great game.
It came out in that period where arcade games were only 200 gamer score. I'm sorry, all of 360's fucking life cycle.
Yeah.
Which pisses me off because I'll look at a game and say, oh, that's going to be fun. I'm going to 100%. Oh, it's only 200 gamer score? Really?
It makes me proud that I 100% of the Xbox One version of Meat Boy. I would be pissed if I only got 200 gamer score for that.
Yeah, that would be
Was
bad.
Meat Boy only on three? Was Meat Boy on 360 only 200 points?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I've been going through and I don't know why because it's such a hard game and I don't know if I'll ever 100% it. I've been trying to 100% Spelunky. If that was 200 gamer score, I would murder somebody.
I thought it is.
Not on Xbox One.
Oh, that's right. The Xbox One version is
Yes.
out. I forgot that. So anyway, I think December I didn't
No,
see
wait.
PlayStation. They haven't been announced
yeah,
yet. So
Now you have me confused.
But-
Now I have to go check and make sure that it's not the Xbox 360 version, because if that's only 200 gamer score, I am really upset.
which means you're probably spending hours for an achievement that's like 10 gamer score. That was what pissed me off so much. It's like they would be super hard achievements. Oh, this is going to be so tough. And
To be fair,
only worth 10?
The
Really?
score itself is bullshit.
No, it's not.
It's the fact that I have the game 100%. That makes
I
it
need to get it higher. No, I don't think they've announced it yet.
predictions.
They usually announce it a little bit later than Xbox.
How do you do predictions for the free games?
They base it off of what's coming out, what's already been out, and then kind of guesstimate like, well, we've seen a number of indie titles in this time of the year, so we can expect maybe this game or this,
I guess
It's all bullshit. It's
Because they could decide whatever.
You know what? It gets clicks.
Yep, that's the thing. That's all that
Well,
matters.
That's a fair point.
Yeah, I haven't.
So
I
do
remember
videos of people opening boxes, which that is one I'll never understand.
what
Unboxing channels.
Oh, I get it.
unboxing's cool.
I
That
mean,
way I can kind of see
Not
more
to
what-
the level that they're watched, though.
Well, it's
Well, I mean, when you look at a picture like that, it's a picture of the PlayStation 4. That doesn't tell you what. That can only tell you how much the console looks like until you physically see it in person.
I guess, but I mean, the views and subscribers to unboxing channels are ridiculously high.
well, it's all about personality, and it's not just like they open a box and say, "Oh, that's cool, there it is." They go through information about it, and they give backstories, and they do all kinds of crazy stuff. I mean, it's not just I'm going to open a box today.
Yeah, they do a little bit more than just, oh look, here's this. Okay, we're done with it.
It's as much an informational channel as any.
Not my corner of the internet.
No, we know where your fucking corner of the internet is.
Yeah, it's not a bad corner. Oh, I was
Great
going to say,
corner.
because I haven't been playing a lot of games, even though I played Dishonored 2 and Skyrim, I've been watching stuff.
Yeah,
And I started a show, and it was actually really funny that you mentioned this before we even started the podcast. I started watching Rick and Morty.
Yes.
I'd never seen it before, and I found a place where I could watch it. Like Adult Swim actually carries most of the episodes.
Really?
They carry
on
most
there.
of them because I actually have not seen all of Rick and Morty, and I really want to see the episodes I've missed.
Well, they only carry certain ones. Like I couldn't find episodes 2 through 6 of season 1, but they have everything else. It's weird. I don't get it. But that show is phenomenal.
It's one of the better shows out there right now.
It is genuinely funny, and I love their improv style.
Well, that's the thing is, the thing that I love about that show is very rarely, from what I understand, do they actually do retakes of a line. There'll be so many lines where it's just, you can tell the guy's looking at the script and he'll go, it's blue, fuck, red, green, it's this color. And that just gets left in as the line. And they animate that.
Well, it's never that extreme, but yeah, they have 2 episodes, one per season. I forget what they called it the first time around, but the second one was like interdimensional television part
Yes.
2 or something. But it's just a series of ads from across the universe. Every single one of them is 100% improv, and it's the funniest thing out there.
It's one of the better series that I've seen just because of because it's improv so much of it, it's very original.
That one?
Yeah,
Yes.
Rick and Morty.
Okay.
He's
I
I
am
think
actually
Hulu
on
has it on.
IMDb, Internet Movie Database, looking up the Rick and
Oh
Morty
my god,
stuff.
that guy is the best.
Their rating is they give it a 9.3 dimensions.
Okay, I have seen memes and all kinds of different things.
Oh
with
boy,
these
here I go
guys.
with killing again.
Have
you seen
episode
that?
guide. Here we go. Season 1.
Are you just looking up how many episodes there
No,
are?
well, Fred was talking about an episode.
What?
Are we going to watch Rick and Morty on
No.
the podcast?
Not on the podcast.
No, you were talking about the name of the episode.
60 Minutes would be season 1's version of it.
60 Minutes. Okay.
Yeah. So the idea is they're watching like a Bachelor knockoff, and then Rick's like, this fucking sucks. And he hooks them up with infinite channels from across every dimension in the universe.
The premise is it
And it's
originally
fucking
started
hilarious.
as
Sorry.
it originally started as a mock-up sketch making fun of Back to the Future. So it's supposed to be Rick and Morty are based off of the
Professor and Marty McFly.
yes, which is why it's Morty, and I believe I forget what the professor's name in Back to the Future is, but it was just so stupid that they changed it to be, instead of going across time, they went across dimensions, and that's how they made Rick and Morty. Nothing else.
Really good. Now we're looking at Back to the Future.
Yeah. This is my biggest flaw when people start talking about movies, is that I have to look things up, actors and things of that nature.
I'll be honest, I don't
going.
know actor names.
Emmett Brown.
Emmett Brown.
Emmett Brown?
But they always Marty just always called him Doc.
Right. I was trying to remember how they got Rick. I know Morty is because of Marty.
Yeah, I don't know where they got Rick. They've talked about it. Oh my god, that show is so good. And it's clever humor. Like it's it's weird because they will mix really intelligent humor, like physics-based humor, with fart jokes.
Oh yeah.
In the same
There's
sentence.
a lot of just F-bombs thrown at you for no reason. Straight into like a really clever joke.
Sure.
It's oh my god, it's hilarious.
But you mentioned that it was funny we were talking about beforehand. I actually was not talking about Rick and Morty. I was talking about VR accounting, which is the best thing ever.
Well, yes. So you were talking about VR accounting, and then you asked Steve if he had seen Rick and Morty, and I had to stifle a laugh because I was gonna, that was my planned thing to talk about.
But
VR
yes.
accounting. Oh my god, I want to play that.
Okay, hold on. I need to pause something right here. I know people got upset about BB-8 oranges. Why is there a Gillette Rebels razor for Star Wars Rogue One?
Money?
I'm a little upset about this ad.
It's money. What do you think?
That's a little over top, isn't it?
No.
It's advertising. Welcome to the world of advertising. If Coca-Cola... Have you not seen the Coca-Cola ads on TV?
I have, but like Gillette razors? What do Rebels have to do with Gillette?
What do Rebels have to do with Mazda? Yet they're in that commercial.
Boom. Well, Nissan...
Fuck you and your logic.
The Nissan Rogue, actually, I think that one makes the most sense.
Yeah, and they don't even use it.
Yeah. Yeah, they do. There's one Nissan commercial that uses Rogue One and the Nissan Rogue, and Nissan's actually coming out with a special edition Rogue One.
I mean, I thought the BB-8 oranges were cute, but that just looks weird to me.
Okay, well,
I'm pointing at an ad that's on the screen on IMDb.
Yeah.
we really need to get screen capture going.
Yeah, we do. That's a
We'll set that
maybe
up
next
for the
time.
next one.
But
What were
anyways,
we
we
talking
were
about?
kind of starting to talk about things we were watching.
TV shows, things you guys were watching.
I know.
I'm waiting for a way to segue my thing in, but
Do we want to just segue right over to it? Because I'm
No.
pretty sure I know what you want to go to.
no, because you have no idea. I'm curious to think, because I'm curious to hear what Fred what show I'm watching.
English is hard.
English is hard.
I'm the
Can't
one
you
to say
believe I
that.
have a degree in it?
Okay, Fred, what think you that Steve watching?
What show do you think I'm watching on Netflix?
The Crown.
Damn it! You son of a bitch! That show.
Without hesitation, I knew.
I don't know if it's because you told me to watch it, but oh my god.
No, I haven't seen it yet. It's actually one of those that I'm gonna have to hold off on. I've got too many other things I'm watching in the moment.
Sure.
That I want to see it because my parents actually have been watching it and they've been raving about it. It looks phenomenal. The actors are tremendous. It has Matt Smith.
It has Matt Smith
Love that
as
guy.
Prince Philip.
And it has the Trinity Killer. What is that guy's name?
The Trinity.
John Lithgow.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But
He
the
plays
Crown.
Churchill,
Yeah.
which is hilarious. The
See-
only American actor in the fucking show plays Churchill.
Yeah, here we go. The cast is phenomenal, and I've done a lot of research on the royal family and the history of everything. Matt Smith, he does a fantastic job playing Prince Philip. He does an excellent job. Princess Margaret, everybody. I mean, just the way the cast reacts with each other, the way they portray the real life counterparts, it's phenomenal. The music is phenomenal. Everything about the show is awesome. It's just I can't use words to describe the show other than phenomenal. It's just,
I will say,
plus when you go and look at pictures of who they've gotten to play these people versus the actual people, they did a really good job of matching them up.
I was watching an interview with Charlie Rose, of all people. I don't watch Charlie Rose. It just happened to be on. Which, by the way, Charlie Rose is the most boring fucking presenter in the world.
Sure.
He's monotone and he just kind of talks. Anyway, he was interviewing the cast, and that was where I first caught a good whiff of it. So it was while it was still in production. They were talking about the influences from all the diaries and stuff that they found. Churchill's diaries. John Lithgow put so much effort into learning how to talk like Churchill. He had so many weird mannerisms, and apparently he's nailed it.
He's done a fantastic job. Like, there's actually one part in the very opening. It's the first time you actually see John Lithgow as Churchill. He's walking into Parliament, and it's one. I don't remember the name, which song it is, but basically it's like one of the British national anthems at the time, because this is all post World War II. But he walks in, and everybody just stands up as he's walking in, and he did it on purpose. And everybody's like, "Oh, well, he's just doing it because he's Churchill. He still thinks he runs the country." But he was just reelected as prime minister.
Yeah.
So I think it's like 1950s, I want to say, when this all takes place. It's basically right at the beginning of Queen Elizabeth's reign. So this is post World War II. She just got married to Prince Philip.
Elizabeth II, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah. The show looks amazing. It's like Narcos, which is another one. If you haven't started watching, go watch it. It's just absolutely incredible.
I was going to mention, I've not seen The Crown yet, but Narcos, I mean, Netflix has a lot of good originals coming out all of a sudden.
Yeah. Well, they said by 2020 they want to have 50% of their content be Netflix originals.
They're coming out with good ones, so if they can keep this level of quality, I can see it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, they're cutting a lot of stuff in order to do that, which is kind of frustrating, but...
Yeah.
And looking at how Netflix originally started, they've already drastically changed it from... Netflix was originally only movies to take down Blockbuster, and then they started putting in TV shows, and now you've got the originals.
Well, Netflix originally was a mail-in service.
Yeah, I don't think you could have done like Netflix originals via mail.
No.
But it's just looking at the evolution of Netflix. I'm very scared to see where it's going to go. If you guys are talking about them making 50% of their content originals.
Well, I wonder if a lot of it is because most of Netflix backlog is just that. It's a backlog of stuff that's been out for a long time. They get new stuff every now and then, but I mean, Hulu kind of beat them out in terms of getting new series.
Yeah, Hulu swiped... Fucking hell. Has taken up a lot of those licenses. But Netflix has a lot of licenses that they can't get, especially now that they've partnered with Marvel.
And
True.
DC TV.
Yeah, and the CW in general, they've partnered with. Because all that stuff's on there. In fact, that's one of the shows I've been watching. They put up the new season of Supernatural.
Oh, is it on Netflix?
Season 11, yeah.
Yes.
Which I've been kind of... Supernatural's always been hit or miss for me. There's been a couple tremendous seasons, and then they go pretty bad for a while. This last one, season 10, was not great.
Which was season 10 the one?
This is the one with the Mark.
Is that where they're
Kane.
just trying to figure out and deal with the Mark and trying to get it off of Dean?
Yeah, it's Demon Dean was
And then,
the majority of it.
Yeah, and then what is it? The Rowena woman pops in every now and then.
Yeah, Rowena's, yeah.
Crowley's
Which
mommy.
season of Supernatural was Harry Potter in?
The third one.
Wait, seriously?
I don't know.
I don't watch Supernatural.
They actually did introduce witches, I think, in like season 3 or 4. So, there you
Okay.
go.
Something around the apocalypse stuff.
But, yeah, season 11's actually pretty good so far.
Okay.
And they've introduced characters I didn't think would actually be introduced in this show.
Really?
It's pretty cool.
Who's the big villain for season 11?
The darkness.
Aren't we doing darkness itself
Like, it's
now?
just flat out the darkness. Like, all...
Do they tell
This-
you about the darkness or the children who are scared?
Are we going to talk about Children of the Corn?
I'm sorry, I don't know anything about Supernatural.
I know.
You need
I
to
know.
watch it. It's a phenomenal show.
So
But
I've
like
been
Fred
told.
said, it's got some slow parts. Like Soulless,
multiple seasons in a row are not great.
Soulless Sam season was pretty bad.
Well, and they have a problem. They actually have that shonen problem where they've kept escalating the big bads. So now they're up to a point. I don't know what season 12 is all about. I don't even pay attention to it.
Sure.
But they're up to the point they're fighting the darkness, who they explain is God's sister.
Huh?
They reveal it in like the second episode. Or no, maybe even the first one.
The darkness is God's sister.
Well, the idea is she is the darkness, he is the light.
Okay.
That was the big idea.
Okay.
But it's like, where do you go from there?
I mean, why does the darkness have to be a woman?
Death going after both of them?
Have you finished season 10?
No.
Okay. So you don't know where they're going to go from there.
Hey, Steve.
Like, there's no
I think
way
season
to...
10 ends with Death going after the both of them.
Well, I mean,
I'm not going to spoil what happens.
They did reveal kind of a little bit of what was going on with Death in the Apocalypse series. They kind of jumped into a little bit of Death even looks there and says, yes, one day I'll reap God.
Well, that's...
so I felt like
that was
that's
his introduction.
that was the first time Dean meets him because he's sitting there eating the Chicago-style pizza.
Yeah.
Which,
And apparently Death eats pizza with a fork and knife, so he's a fucker.
well, he's an elegant Death. I don't know what you want.
Yeah, well, I don't want to... I didn't realize you hadn't finished season 10. I thought you had finished that, so
No,
I don't
not
want to
yet.
say
I'm on-
anymore.
Nah, where am I at?
But
I don't care. That's all
season 11 is actually really good, but it really makes me wonder what season 12 is, which I know is actually airing now, and the answers are there. I just don't want them.
Yeah.
I do it when Netflix gets it.
Yeah.
But that's what I use Netflix for nowadays, is a show that I don't watch when it's live. I just wait for the season to show up on Netflix.
That was originally how I did a lot of, like, I did that with Arrow. I did that with Flash. I did it with Supergirl.
So I actually put on here about the CW shows, because I have been watching those because the seasons are going on right now. Man, The Flash is pretty good.
The Flash is good.
Nothing else is very good right now.
Arrow
is not good, and I keep wanting to like it because I actually like the idea of these like B team of heroes coming in and helping the Arrow.
I feel like it's
so
growing.
bad.
I haven't seen. I'm still 2 episodes behind. I've got 2 left. So last week's and the week before's.
Yeah.
And then I'm all caught up with Arrow. I'm all caught up with the Flash. I'm all caught up with Supergirl. Supergirl is actually getting better, in my opinion.
So my problem with Supergirl wasn't its quality. It actually seemed like a decent show, but it's too much of a rom-com style thing for me to get into.
Once it jumped over to the CW, though, it changed. It has changed on the CW. It's more of... They've added a little bit darker tone to it.
Well, my problem is I have to go through season 1 to get to season 2, which is I can do, and maybe if I'm convinced to do it, I might, but I don't know.
The big thing in season 1 that I enjoyed was the crossover with Flash and all of the jokes that are made.
Well, I saw that episode. That's the only episode of Supergirl. No, that's not the only episode. I've seen the first 3 in season 1, and then I saw that episode.
It does pick up a little bit. Supergirl was great. This is going to taste horrible coming out of my mouth, but you were right about DC Legends.
I told you. That is surprising that show got a season 2.
A little bit, yeah.
Skyler is loving this conversation right now.
I know. Well,
You know, I picked Marvel. I decided to take one and not the other.
but I cannot get any farther in season 1 of DC Legends. I can't.
In season 1?
In season 1.
Oh, so you're still in season 1.
I'm still in season 1.
Oh my god, and I tried.
Season 2, I want to get to season 2 because they introduced the Justice League of the Justice Society of America. They had stuff and tidbits about Future Barry, and they make mentions of Batman and Superman, and it's like I want to get there, but I want to know what the fuck happens.
Can I just interject? I know enough to know that you're talking about the Flash from the future, but for whatever reason, I'm picturing a berry that travels through time. Just a berry. The kind you eat.
Oh, a berry.
like a raspberry?
Yes, like a berry from the future.
Oh my god. So it's just the only reason we are recording the DC Legends episode next week because
of the big crossover
Because
event.
of the big crossover, the 28th, 29th, 30th, and the 1st.
Which this actually will probably be out on that Tuesday. This episode.
I'm so excited about this big crossover.
I'm not. Their crossovers have always been mediocre.
I loved all of the crossovers with the Flash and Arrow. I loved all of those crossovers.
The Flash and Arrow was the best one, but the problem is the Flash and Arrow have such dramatically different tones that when you try to combine them, neither one feels right. It felt like the Arrow was softened, that's not the
Yeah.
right word. It feels like they kind of made a baby version of Arrow to put into the Flash, and then when the Flash went to the Arrow, it's like he did not belong in that city.
It's like there was a sale at the Wuss Market.
Sure.
But I'm excited about it. I'm curious to see how everybody is going to interact and mingle with each other, because this is now post, and super spoilers, by the way. Laurel is dead.
Well, geez, I was just gonna watch it.
I was waiting for his response.
But Laurel is dead, so I have not seen anything with Sarah since Laurel has died. I don't know
All
if
of
they,
season 2, in fact, it's not a spoiler, but all Sarah is in season 2 is, boo-hoo, my sister's dead.
Really?
And it sucks because she actually had a decent character arc for a little bit in season 1 of Legends.
Yeah.
Just completely shit on that idea.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I know that they killed off Hawkman in the first season. I don't know if he comes back. From what I've seen, he doesn't. And it just, I'm disappointed that I'm not as into DC Legends as I would hope. But Supergirl, Flash, and Arrow, I'm still enjoying.
The only redeeming quality to Legends of Tomorrow, and this will take me a second. Hold on.
This is going to taste bad coming out, won't it?
It's got to be, fuck, what is his name? Mick, what's his name? Mick Rory? Is that
The
it?
fire guy?
The fire guy.
Yeah.
He's okay. He's not great. And he overacts way too much.
I
but
like the
he's
balance
okay.
between him and Captain Cold.
Yeah.
They literally, they're one opposite, they're one spectrum to the other.
Yeah, so they kind of shit on that for season 2 as well. I'm not going to tell you how.
Really?
But they kind of shit on that as well.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, and you know how the Atom is like probably the most powerful person in the team?
Yeah.
Yeah, they shit on that too.
I love Ray Palmer. Don't tell me they shit on Ray Palmer.
Oh yeah, they shit on Ray Palmer. In fact, I hate him in this season.
No.
I flat out hate him, and I never had an issue with him.
I loved him in Arrow. I thought he was great in Arrow.
He was weird.
He was, but that was the whole point. He was.
Well, I mean, weird as in he didn't fit Arrow. He made sense if he had shown up in the Flash, even though his character doesn't really mess with the Flash.
Well, remember in part of the crossover though, they do he fits more in with that group.
Yeah, he does. His tone, his attitude, his style is more catered to the Flash tone.
Yeah.
But I think we've drone on.
I think
long enough.
Skyler's bored enough. Should we throw something at him?
I don't know DC.
I could complain for hours about. Well, I could complain for hours just on Legends of Tomorrow. But
Well, how about we go into something I do know?
iZombie?
Dude.
I need to catch up on iZombie.
Oh my
iZombie
God.
is great, and you
Dude,
will love it.
Now I'm disappointed in myself.
I saw that the second season's on Netflix. It's on my list to watch.
Yeah, and you have until March.
Yeah, I saw
It
that
airs in March.
I saw the new season starts up in March, so I can. And is it a short season like the first season, 10 episodes?
No, it's a full season.
It's a full 20
yeah.
episodes. Okay, because I remember the first season was shorter.
Yeah, well, it's not. I don't think it's 20 episodes. I don't think they do 20 episode seasons on the CW.
It's 22 to 24.
I didn't think they were that long, but
yeah, it's the first season.
I know
of
it's a
iZombie
full
was
season.
like 10 episodes or something like that.
it was an experiment. Yeah, and they've gone to a full blown season.
That show is fucking great. I love iZombie.
I've only seen half the first season.
Dude.
I know I need to catch up on it.
That one is really good.
I keep meaning to go back. I just keep forgetting.
And now that I didn't. Okay, cool. So I knew season 2 was out, and it's on my list.
Yeah, that's a great one. Man.
Oh. We'll avoid story because I know you haven't seen it. What'd you think of the Harry Potter?
Okay,
Quickly, because we're gonna wrap up.
my biggest complaint with Fantastic Beasts and where to find them. The vertigo issues. There are parts where the camera spins really quickly up and down, or it takes a lot of sharp turns like a roller coaster, and it gave me vertigo. A movie
agree.
has never, like in the very beginning part where they're going up and down on the newspapers.
Oh, I agree.
That gave me. I had to look at Kelly and was like, "Tell me when it's over."
Now,
I can't look at this.
I liked the beginning intro, but I can definitely see what you're saying. Well, I noticed that, and I noticed this the entire movie. Spoiler for Harry Potter movies, the original 8. They're very stable camera shots and a lot of sweeping wide shots to show you the world, but it's all a very stable place, and all the fancy magic stuff is on screen, and it's, oh, look, that's so weird from my perspective. In this movie, they do a lot of just like throwing the camera around in circles, and you're supposed to go, it's circles, magic.
Yeah, it's a lot of very, very quick, sharp camera movement.
Now I gotta ask, just to double check, you didn't get a 3D ticket like you did Doctor Strange, right?
No.
I watched it in 2D, and even I was to the point where I'm like, this seems a little much. Like, I get you want to show all the stuff, but at the same time, like, part of the cool part of Harry Potter is I'm not a wizard, so to me, this would all be very fantastical. In this one, they're just like, we're going to throw the camera around like you're a wizard with them. It's really what it kind of felt like they were trying to do.
Yeah, we did the XD theater at Cinemark.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it was the big screen with the deal, the super sound and whatever. But yeah, that was my only complaint, was the very fast spinning, sharp camera edges. Otherwise, I enjoyed the story. If you're a Harry Potter fan, you'll enjoy it just to see prequel to Harry Potter. Otherwise, I mean, it's people who are not Harry Potter fans are like, yeah, it was crap. I didn't like it. But
See, actually, funny enough, that makes me think, okay, this might be okay. Because when a crappy movie comes out and you enjoy it, you will adamantly say, this is good. I love this movie. But if a decent movie comes out and you kind of enjoyed it and people are generally like, it's okay, then
it's hopeful.
Then you
I'd
tend
say-
to calm down with the compliments.
It's a decent movie. I'd put it on like, it's Harry Potter 5 level. It's like Order of the Phoenix movie level in terms of how good it was.
You're going to
in
have
the
to
series.
retranslate that for Fred. He's not going to understand that.
No, I've seen it.
Oh, have you?
5 was
I've seen
the one
all
that
of them.
actually, ironically, had where every single transition was via newspaper. But
No, I've seen all the Harry Potters. I'm not the biggest fan, but I know
grew
them.
up with them, so I've seen pretty much all of them. Actually, I have seen all of them.
David
but,
Yates, I believe that's his name. He is doing all 6 of the Fantastic Beasts movies.
it was a good movie. Don't get me wrong. I liked the movie. I liked the story they told. The presentation of it, I felt, was a bit forced and felt very removed from its source material.
I would
Okay.
like to know what your thoughts are on it, Fred.
I don't know when I'm going to see it. I may not see it for a while,
Sure.
so
Why did that just...
probably don't know. Oh, real quick, because we are running actually late. But
Yes.
you saw Doctor Strange, right? We never talked
Yes.
about it. You
I
weren't
was-
here.
I was gone last week. Doctor Strange, great Marvel movie. I stand by what I've basically taken to. They can make anything. I will go see it. At this point, a Marvel movie is a good movie. It's just a question of how good of a Marvel movie is it.
That is a good answer. So, real quick, my only issue with it, the story felt a little forced,
Yes.
especially towards the end. It felt like they kind of rushed to get to the big baddie. But I understand it because they had this huge world of magic that they're trying to introduce into
Yeah.
the whole cinematic universe.
I can see it's very
So it
interesting
worked out.
because imagine trying to, like, the entirety of the first, sticking with magic, the entirety of the first Harry Potter movie is basically getting you to a point where you're like, okay, magic, I'm cool with it. Everything makes sense with magic. Like, pretty much the whole movie builds that. Every moment is like, it's a new type of magic.
Well, the problem with magic
Strange
is
had to get there at the beginning so you could have the rest of the movie.
the problem with magic in any movie, in any series, is you have to establish its rules. You have to
Yes.
You have to make sure the audience understands here's its limits, which I felt they did great for the basic magic stuff, but they failed when it came to, and I guess it's probably something they're going to expand on because of spoilers that I won't say, but like the whole ending of the movie, it's like, how is this even possible? This seems to break the rules based on what you've been telling us this whole movie. But I guess that's the point given what's going on.
Yes, but I'm going to go ahead and give a little bit of a movie spoiler here, only because it's a spoiler outside of the movie into the movie. There's an Infinity Stone in this movie. Basically, in Marvel Universe, the Infinity Stones just say, fuck whatever logic you have. They're allowed to do that.
Well, yeah, that's what I was trying to avoid saying because I don't want to have to put a spoiler alert this far into the podcast.
It's a tiny thing. To say there's an Infinity Stone in a Marvel movie, there's so many of them, and at this point, they have to be introducing them. I mean,
well, yeah, you're right.
We've only got one more Infinity Stone, and there's theories as to where it is and who's got it.
Yeah, we talked about that a bit last week. I just wanted to hear your thoughts on the movie.
Sure.
I liked it. Like I said, I don't think it's the best one. I think it was a very cool one. I thought the visual effects in it were very well done. They did a good job of showing quote unquote magic that looked believable,
Yeah.
which is a hard thing to do.
Oh, absolutely. Like I said, it felt like a very grounded. They've established the rules pretty quickly and established Well, they made it seem very grounded.
Yeah.
I don't know where I was going with that sentence, but that was the point I was getting across.
I mean, I can definitely see what you're saying though, because it's kind of like the Hulk, where at some point you have to be just like, okay, this guy is just like the strongest thing there is.
yeah.
Like the normal rules don't apply to him, and you got to get past that point. At
I wonder if that picked up.
point.
Probably.
Yeah, probably. That was pretty loud. All
But,
right.
one last thing before we leave off, since we're on movies, it'll take 5 seconds. If you
5.
have not seen The Arrival,
4,
don't look up
3.
anything more.
I'm sorry.
Go see that movie. It is amazing.
Which movie was that?
The Arrival. Don't look up anything on it.
I am dying to see that, and I'm dying to see Life.
I'll have to get back to you on Life. All I know is go into The Arrival blind. It is the best way to see that movie.
Absolutely.
It is well worth it.
That's how I'm going. That's how I'm
Life is
doing
a cereal.
Life is
like
an
that
upcoming
cereal.
movie that looks great.
The Life of Pi
We'll
was
talk
a
about
good
it
movie.
outside of podcast because it's time to wrap up. Thank you guys for watching. I'm not going to end it there. End it for me. I'm done. I'm out. Peace. Laters.